Hello everyone, and in today's video we are going to discuss a very interesting puzzle, a very interesting and fascinating puzzles, and this puzzle can be named as one of the most trickiest puzzles. Today not any game or not any new openings, so sorry for that, but a very interesting puzzle, which is going to be very interesting, yeah? So let's check it out. So what is happening in this puzzle is that black is having a rook and white is having a pawn, which is moving over here one step for making a queen, but currently it's check to the white king. So what you need to do here is, it's white to play and try to find the winning combination. White is in must win situation. You have to win it. Yeah. So try to find the winning sequence. It's going to be a very tricky. So for all those who have never seen this position, it's going to be very interesting. And for all those who have perhaps saw this position in the past, they can also try to solve this puzzle because to check out that they know this puzzle or not. Yeah. So very interesting puzzle. You can pause this video now and try to find this puzzle because now I'm going to reveal the answer. So let's try to find the answer. Currently it's a check and white is having currently 5 options like here. I am removing these 2 options because it doesn't matter where will the king go. I can simply put the rook behind the pawn and I can capture the pawn, and then it would result in king versus king, which is a draw. So removing these 2 options looks logical. If I try to play king to b7, now black can simply play rook to d7, and now can simply sacrifice the rook for the pawn and it's a draw. And if white tries to play king to c5, hitting the rook, now black can simply come with a rook to d1. And now what is happening is, it's a draw basically. You can't make anything. If you try to make a queen or rook, I can simply give you a check, and now it's black who is winning. You have to move the king. I can go and capture the queen, and it's winning for black. And if you try to play something like king to, let's take king to b6, I can simply play rook c1 and then sacrifice the rook for the pawn, and it's still a draw. So these 2 moves cannot be played. This and this cannot be played. So the only move left is king to b5. And here I cannot play rook to d7 because white can simply make a queen. So black is forced to give a check on d5. Again, I can't go over here or here because a rook will simply come on d1 giving a check and capture the pawn. I can't go over here, here and here because the rook will come over here. So, and I can't even play king to b6 or else it would be simply a repetition of position. So white is forced to play king to b4. Black is again forced to give a check to the white king or else there is nothing left. Again, king to b3 because every other move results in the same move order. Rook will come, capture the pawn, something like a rook to d1, play rook c1, capture the pawn, something like that. So king to b3 the only move. After king b3, black is again going to give a check, which is forced from the black side. And here, what can white play? White can't go over b4 or else black can still give checks to the white king. King a4, rook c3 is coming up. King c4, then rook to d1, and you can't make anything, or else rook c1, and it's game over for white. So the only move is king to c2, because I can't go king to b2 because the king is on a1. So king to c2 the only move. And now everyone are wondering that now it's winning for white. No problems. Now the rook can't go over to d1 trying to hit this because white can simply capture the rook. And now you can't play even rook to d7, white will make a queen and it's over. But now comes an intermediate and an interesting move. Rook to d4. Now what are you going to do? The most natural move looks to make a queen on c8, and it looks like game over. Yeah, white is having queen against a rook. It's over. But now comes an intermediate check. Rook to c4 check. The king is attacked, the queen is attacked, the queen is forced to take the rook, And guess what? It's a stalemate. That is the thing which makes this puzzle so fascinating. So white can't make queen either. If he tries to play king to c3, I can still play rook d1. And now my idea is to play rook c1. So you have to play rook c2, and I can simply go back like this. So what are you going to do now? If you try to play something like king to b3, I can still start giving checks like this. So the only move to make progress into the game is to make a rook. And now everyone are wondering, it's a rook versus rook, how can this be winning for white? That is the thing. I'm going to play now what is the idea for white? Now after making the rook, as you can see, the black king is simply cornered on a1. So white is already preparing to play rook to a8, and it is game over for black. So black is actually forced to play rook to a4. And after rook a4, trying to prevent this checkmate, I can now play king to b3. And guess what? Now white is hitting the rook, and now white is also threatening this mate on c1. This is the whole idea. You can't move the rook, or else it would be a mate. You can't move the king, or else I can simply capture the rook and it's over. So this is simply the answer, and from here the position is simply lost. You can't move the rook, it's a mate. You can't move the king to stop this rook because I can simply capture the rook and it's winning. I'm simply a rook up. So yep, this was a very interesting chess puzzle. And I think if you have liked this puzzle, then make sure to like the video and make sure to share this video with every friend of yours to check whether they can solve this puzzle or not, because this puzzle is actually very interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to come up with these interesting puzzles like this because this puzzle I personally like this puzzle a lot. Although I wasn't able to find the answer, but it was very interesting. Yep. So if you like this puzzle, then make sure to like the video. If you are new to my channel, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure to click the notification bell so that whenever I would be uploading new videos like this, you will get notified. And I majorly try to create videos on openings, and I also like to upload top grandmasters game at the analysis of the game, which helps us to improve a lot in chess. So make sure to subscribe the channel and make sure to share this video with everyone. I'm going to see you soon. So till then, stay tuned and keep watching Oneshot Chess.